Okay, you can read it with me. This is about lithology, the formation or the pembentukan, the formation. Broadly speaking, sedimentary rocks are formed through the following processes. First, the consolidation of individual particles, okay, or grains derived from the erosion or breakdown of pre-existing rocks and minerals. Deposits formed in the manner are so-called clastic or detrital rocks. Typical example, sandstone and shale. So if you have clastic rock or detrital rock, they are actually from the consolidation of individual particles or individual grains derived from the erosion or breakdown of pre-existing rocks and mineral. Jadi asal mulanya kalau kita punya batuan klastik, ya, like sandstone or shale, plastic rock, dia itu terbentuk dari konsolidasi. Konsolidasi itu pemadatan dari serpihan-serpihan butir-butir batuan yang dulunya berasal dari pre-existing rock. Jadi dulunya dia adalah batu juga, tapi batu yang dulu itu mengalami erosion and breakdown. So pre-existing rock, thousands years ago, okay, they experience erosion, mereka mengalami erosi, and then thousands years later, serpihan-serpihan, the grains will consolidate and then form a new rock, which is called clastic or detrital rock, like sandstone or shale. Okay, so this is one process to form the sedimentary rock. And then direct precipitation from seawater. Jadi dari dari laut, air laut, ada tuh mineral yang mengalami precipitation. And these rocks are referred to as chemical rocks. Like what? Like limestone and evaporate. Okay, so this is important. So now you understand the background, the history of your sandstone, of your shale, of your limestone and evaporite. And some rocks are formed from life activities of animals and plants. We call these rocks as biochemical rocks, like coral reefs. Okay, so they are actually from life activities of animal and plants. Okay, so I hope it's clear. Again, most important parameters when we are talking about reservoir. The first one is pore space. And then pore space is important to ensure the accumulation of petroleum fluid. Okay, maybe this page should not be here. Mungkin ini halaman ini harusnya nggak di sini, but it's okay because this is what we have. And the most important parameters, connected pore space to allow flow of petroleum fluid under pressure differential. Okay, so the pore space to ensure accumulation, which will be the storage, and then the connected pore space, which will be our permeability. So you can also say the most important rock properties or parameters are pore space or porosity and permeability. All right. And in conventional reservoirs, such as sandstone and carbonate reservoir, this connected pore space exists naturally and relate directly to reservoir permeability. Okay, so you understand that. But in unconventional reservoir, such as shale-bearing gas or oil shale, the pore space are not connected. And therefore, there is a need to induce connection of pore space through hydraulic fracturing for petroleum fluid flow. Okay, so in reservoir conventional like sandstone and carbonate, the pores are connected. So we will have natural permeability. But in unconventional reservoir like shale oil or shale gas, the pores are not connected. Pori-porinya itu tidak saling terkoneksi, so we will have very, very small permeability. Okay, we will talk about it later.